she is a content creator herself, so I'm super excited to have her here in the space. It's her first time, so we should clap it up. Woo! So excited to have her here. And we're going to go ahead and get started. She's going to introduce herself, and we're going to talk a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and get right into the questions. And again, I'm super excited to be here. So thank you again, Dr. Nicole Scott, and let's get started.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nicole, also known as Finally Free to Be Me. I'm a self-love warrior, a mental health advocate, and I just help people find the best versions of themselves. I'm glad to be here.
And glad to have you here. Oh, awesome. So, what you been up to lately? Just want to catch up a bit here before we get into the interview. What's been going on? What do you have planned for New Year's or 2023? What's going on with that?
I'm not really the person who sets resolutions. My birthday's right after New Year, so I'm a Capricorn. So, I'll do something light to bring the new year in, but I really use this time just to self-reflect, reflect on the year and see what I can do differently for the new year. So, just thinking about new projects that I want to do, especially from, the Finally Free to Be Me perspective. I'm even thinking about writing another book. So just throwing a couple ideas around.
Give us like a insight of like something like the audience. I'm excited to see. On it for sure.
I think for me, it's just in terms of stretching myself. Like anyone who knows me, I'm an introvert. So I'm just glad that I keep pushing myself to the content I create. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm starting to dance more in reels and starting to be more, not that I'm not authentic, but please letting people know the true version of who I am. So that's just what I'm looking forward to see where I can push myself, in the new year in terms of content.
Awesome. And your content is great. Content is awesome. I enjoy seeing your content. I relate to it because, of course, I'm a daughter. So you get to see that perspective, and then you get to see the of being a parent and stuff like that, and having and raising a young lady as well. So, and what that's going to look like for next year. So, super excited to see that. I definitely want to have you back here. I know you said you're an introvert, but yeah, it's gonna be so cool. This is this is gonna be like great. So I definitely plan on having like a whole panel of women talking about like their hair experience like that. And I definitely do have another space in spatial that is about self love and your better self and acknowledging trauma and whatnot. So definitely want to have you in that space as well. So yeah, it's gonna happen. We're gonna make it happen. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the questions here, and we're gonna start off with number one. So, what do you love about your hair now that you didn't like in the past?
Well, for me, it's a very interesting question because, I'm very transparent about having alopecia. So I'm really honestly just getting to the fact where I love, my hair, my short hair. I had to cut it off because I honestly didn't have a choice. So for me, I think I loved my hair more in the past than I do now, but it's just something that I've had to learn to love it because I ultimately don't have any other choice. So luckily, having short hair suits me. But again, it's still a struggle every day to truly love. My bald patches, love having the short hair. So it's a journey for me.
Understood. And I wish I would have known that because I did have like another interview, a special guest here that talked about her experience with alopecia, and she did a whole segment. And her name is Kayla White. Definitely gonna see her. She's so cool. And that playback of that experience and I didn't know a lot of information about alopecia until this year and how it affects the African American community in such a high rate. So it's really something that don't talk about enough, and I think like we should definitely bring it into the have vulnerable about it, how we feel on a daily, and have that circle of like love and trust and information that women uh, elevate their own lives and how they reflect themselves. So that's really awesome. And I'm glad that you shared that because it's vulnerable. It's something that a lot of people don't know, and I appreciate you hearing that.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So the next question we have here is going to what are some hair myths your mom or grandmother told you about when you were younger?
Well, for me, the biggest one was always that your hair is your crown, right? So now that I'm losing my crown, for me, I feel like that was a self-limiting belief that was placed on me. Hair is so important in the African American community, and sometimes a lot of emphasis is put on that. So by me being told that, as a child, and then now here I am as an adult, and I don't have any choice, whether growing my hair out and things of that nature. I had to learn that I'm a queen regardless, whether I have long hair, whether I don't have long hair, whether I get to the point where I'm completely bald. But that doesn't take away from the crown that I wear on a daily basis. So that was the biggest one for me. Like I said, my grandmother, we really didn't talk much about hair. And my mom, like, she always made sure to take care of my hair. But, I was going to the hairdresser since I probably was about 5 years old. So I believe that really was the biggest myth that I was told. Your hair is your crown. But I wear a crown regardless, hair or no hair. So, I'm still trying to unlearn that, at 42 years old. So it's a work in progress.
Right, it is, and that was a great perspective. I about that, and it made that all the time. It's like our hair is our crown, but our crown, whether we have that or not, like that is not our attribute, our hair. And like you said, we put emphasis on your hair has to stay or it has to live to the unrealistic expectation of what we've now placed on ourselves, especially in the African American community, because hair is huge. I think we spend upwards of I would say millions of dollars each every year to maintain our hair, and how much that's spent on maintenance, shampoo, um, having hair pieces, and instead we should gear it towards the mindset of having healthy hair and what that looks like and how to like maintain that. And if not, in special cases where you have patients with alopecia or women that have hair loss, what does that look like, and how can we create a atmosphere or a space where women are comfortable regardless of whether they have hair or not? Because like that's not what defines you or what defines you. And
right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Easy to say that because one, I'm not struggling with alopecia. I can only empathize and try and understand, but in that shoes can walk that path, and I'm only have a perspective of empathy. So definitely want to have more talks about this because I want to understand like the psychology and the mentality behind it, because not every woman say like, oh yeah, I cut my hair, but we all have scars that we have to uncover and heal from, and help others to heal from too. So
no, I appreciate you for saying that because again, empathy is important, and it's like sometimes I don't want to say it's annoying, but it's just like, oh, well, you look good with short hair. But it's like, it's one thing cutting my hair because it's a choice that I wanted to make. And there's another thing for cutting my hair because I had no other option, So just, yes, thank God that short hair does look good on me. But sometimes I don't think people understand, like, how that makes me feel. It's one thing when people do it because they want to just, have a short pixie, but I had no choice in the matter. So I don't think sometimes people understand, like, that things they say sometimes come off insensitive, or just wear a wig, or just, but they don't.
That's not the point. Right.
Right. No, so you get it. Like, I've never been a wig person, so I don't want to just be something, because I have who I can be, in my authentic self, so it's like, if I don't have my hair done, then, I'm wearing hip wraps, because again, that's true to who I am. And like I said, nothing against wigs and stuff, but it's just like, I have to learn to, embrace this, because it is going to become a day where I'm not going to have any hair left. Right. So it's like, I'm just learning to embrace this journey, but it doesn't make it any easier. And it's just like you said, if you're not going through it, you can never pretend to understand how it feels, because it's one thing when you can control something, but this I have no control over. I just have to just enjoy it while I can, because eventually I'm not going to have that opportunity. So
right. And Kayla White, she talked about her experience, and it was extremely emotional, because I asked her like a particular question, like when, I can't think of it exactly, but like when she had like a break, have you ever had a breakdown of not feeling your hair, beautiful your hair? And she said, yeah, like I had a breakdown, like a couple after, and so I can not begin to like understand how she feels, and I can like there and listen any resources I can to like help be that. I definitely want to be be part of that. So sorry I'm getting tongue tied, but it was really emotional. Kind of getting teary eyed myself, because it's like you can't control it. It's like someone's taking something away from you, and you're just supposed to be like, okay, what do I do next? But like, how do you figure out how to pioneer next? We don't have spaces such as this to talk about it.
Absolutely. And I sympathize with her, and I get it, because, in those low moments when you're by yourself, that's when you feel, the lowest. I've looked at myself in the mirror when my hair is not done, and I've, said that I'm ugly or I look like a man. And that may not be true, but that's how, we feel in those moments. And you can't just say, oh, well, you don't look like a man. Okay, I understand that. But again, this is something that we have to, again, learn to love about ourselves, whether we have hair or not. So I can totally sympathize with her, and I get it, because again, yes, we beautiful, but again, we're just getting used to this normal. And who's to say how long it takes someone to, become okay with this new normal?
Right. Exactly. 100%. And that's what you said, like, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't like change. It's like, I'm used to it. I have hair, and it's like, now I don't have hair. And now that I don't have hair, what does my life look like? And what changes are now going to be made? And how do I navigate those changes if I'm the only one navigating and I haven't gone through it before? Or do I have an outlet to express my emotions? So a lot of it I'm going through by myself in my own head, and I now have to be my own cheerleader and talk myself up. And that's not easy. That's not easy for anybody, especially in that condition. So I just want to be that space that you can just talk and be like, who I am, accept me for who I am. Not because I have hair or don't have hair, but me, my spirit, my soul, who I am, how I carry myself, my standards, all that good stuff. So I think it's a lot emotionally.
No, but I appreciate it.
Of course. So we're gonna get right into this. What advice would you give your younger self about hair love?
I think what I would have said to my younger self is to love right. We thought, when we were younger, good hair versus bad hair. But, to me, I think there's healthy hair versus unhealthy hair. You know, whether you have 4C hair, whether you have finer hair, like, you know, love whatever your hair texture is, right? You know, we always try to do things to try to manipulate our hair texture, but I wish that I would have, you know, loved my hair, you know, as it was. You know, because now that natural hair, but you know, when I was growing up in the 80s, it wasn't really big like that. So that's just something, if I could talk to my younger self again, embrace, you know, your hair texture the way it is. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, media, society may say something's wrong with it, but nothing wrong with
it. It's not, and that's that psychological of what the train in regards to standard of beauty has always been European, and they've especially latched on to African American, as I would say, even as far as Latino, it even goes deeper than that, in regards to skin tone and stuff like that. But in regards to hair, us especially, like, we don't love our hair, and it's like, oh, I'm mixed or whatever the case may be. It's like it doesn't have anything that good hair, bad hair. It's about healthy hair. It's about I can grow my hair, or I can cut it short, or if I have alopecia, or if I'm a cancer patient, what are these things like, and how can I be a light or be a face? And you don't think about those things because it is being like, okay, I have to have a bundle in my head to make myself feel beautiful. I have to have this type of haircut to attract this type of man. And it's like, it's not about the exterior, it's about the interior. And I think we lost focus because what happens is when you focus on the interior, the exterior is going to be taken care of. Why? Because the interior is exuding outward. So about it like that, and in that type of energy, then that will manifest within itself. But if we're constantly being manipulated and taught that not loving yourself in its entirety, then you'll have cases where, you know, women spend $1,000 just to have this type of hairstyle or not be natural because you don't feel beautiful. But in actuality, you are. I feel my most when I have my natural hair and I cut it. And that was because of my own experience as a child. But now, like, I love it. I love that my hair is cut. When my hair is not cut or is not in a particular way, I'm just like, okay, I need some therapy. I need to go to the salon. And go ahead and start with the last question. How are you going to try and
Well, you know, I'm, of course, it's going to be a point where I have to try the bald head. I'm not there yet, but definitely something I'm thinking about. You know, I've been looking for just stylists out there who, you know, specialize in certain, you know, pieces, things of that nature. So just telling myself that it's not over, you know, things have advanced a lot. So there are options for me. But again, just thinking about what it is that I want to do, but then also thinking that sometimes I feel like some of these hairstylists capitalize on, you know, alopecia or hair loss patients or clients. So it's just a struggle for me, just making sure that I make the right choice. But again, but just trying, you know, new things that work for my new norm.
right? And it takes that type of I know like she found somebody that I can actually her Instagram, and she said had a love experience. And previously actually said that a friend tried to um, dial it, and it didn't turn out great. And the lady that she found on Instagram, she said experience, and it looked natural. It looked like it was went out of her scalp and she made. I would definitely send her information. But yeah, like I've seen women that are bald, and it just takes that level of like, okay, I can do this, and I put myself out there. It's no bad, and I'm okay with that. I feel like I was just like, gosh, cutting my hair, and what does that look like for me? So I think what you're doing now is just hearing yourself visually what that looks like for you, and what person you're gonna be, you're gonna change. I think that's the big part. Um, for me, I would say that I had to get over, like, okay, what does China look like without hair, and how's that gonna change my life? And am I prepared for that change? And when I do this, there's no going back. So they're all in, or you take some time to like think about it, um, and that you have to. Um, and I think this, for me, from what I'm hearing, is just like that's your perspective. Is just like, hey, look, I need to see this, how I need to. Not an easy, not easy. Like, it's like a mental back and forth.
No, you're absolutely right, and that's what I keep telling them. I'm ready. I'll know. So I'm like not forcing myself, and even if it's 10 years, 20 years from now, when I'm ready, I'll know.
Right, right. And that's part of it, just myself. That I'm ready to do, not creating validation. That's for you. That's for you at the right time. Especially God, the God will put it on your heart. Maybe like, okay, I'm not ready now, but God will be like, no, you ready. I'll put you out here. I'll
right.
put you out here. You're like, no, I'm not ready yet. But yeah, I can't wait. I'm super excited to see everybody's change and that looks like. And I'm and just happy, ecstatic, all those adjectives. But is there anything, or any advice or perhaps some words of wisdom?
I always just end with, just love yourself, love on yourself, get to know yourself on a level for, whether that means going to therapy, whether that means having those private moments with yourself. Just take time to know who you are and what it is that you want out of life. Sometimes you can be so influenced by the outside world, but when you get to that point in your life where you love yourself and there's nothing that anyone can say, do, or change that about yourself, that's when you truly begin to live. Just learn to be unapologetically you. And whatever that means for you, you stand on that and you live your best life every day.
I love that. um, yeah, we're definitely going to take. That's the thing we do now in the Valon. We take pictures and stuff like that, and definitely. I don't know if you're thinking about it already, but like your book that you're writing, like posts like that to do, like Dr. Scott's on blah 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 self love, and create a space that for yourself. I think like try it out. But I appreciate that. I'm gonna start doing that with everyone now. So you're the first to do it, dropping words of wisdom.
Yes.
And keep us with your social media so we can. That is.
Sure. So I'm finally free to be me. That's on IG, Facebook, and TikTok. So you can find me on all three of those platforms. So come by, get a little inspiration, laugh a little, and just learn to love on yourself a little more.
I love Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it 100%. I know this is like a trying to get in here into spatial, but it's happy to have you and look forward to having you back here very soon. And to everyone else, peace, love, and prosperity. I will catch you next Sunday at our next episode.
That was dope. How did you guys like that? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, just speaking with her, I remember when we first like met her, and we've been like following each other since. And I'm like, I would love to have you on here. And she talked about having alopecia. And I'm just like, wow, like a lot of people don't talk about it, and you would never know unless you ask. And I think that's what's so amazing about like this journey of speaking with other women is that you get to know a little piece of who they are, and like it connects you in a way to like another person. So this is really a great experience, a great journey. I think I had to drop one on Christmas though. Mm-hmm. Oh, you can't? Okay. Oh, are you pressing like the plus with the compass or the magnifying glass? Sorry. Okay, don't press try and press the middle, and it should pop up with a triangle. And then all you gotta do is press play. I'm pressing play right now. But these ones right here that I'm standing in front of, just like hover in the middle. You're gonna see a plus sign on top of your cursor. Well, all you gotta do is press the middle. Once you press the middle, it'll pop up with like a time at the bottom and like a triangle in the middle. And just press on the triangle, it's gonna play. Did that work? Okay, for sure. Let me. Okay, so right now I'm just getting rid of the chairs. And so basically I created this to be like a mental room of like seeing yourself like authentically and rawly. I don't know if rawly's a word, but we're gonna use it today. Um, and when I press on the picture, um, you can like stand in front of it and like take a picture of it, if that makes sense. So if I press play like this, you'll see like a quote that you can read, and then you can like take a picture in front of it, and then like see yourself, tell yourself that quote, if you want to. Oh wow, what did I do? Oh, that's spicy. I like it. Okay, for sure. Okay, I gotta get the. Is it going? Okay, cool. Love is in the hair. Yeah, I throw in a little corny punchlines here and there, but I like it's cute. It's like I get a little laugh and then I get a dope picture too. So I'm a press play. Oh, I like that. I appreciate it. I was like, what am I gonna put on these walls? And I'm like, idea, boom. Yeah, and I definitely use the Canva video. Man, that thing is brilliant. I'm like, I just went ahead and got the pro, but I'm like, this is great. Okay. I was like, man, if this thing don't work, I was like, I was getting a little hot. Like it's the room started feeling hot, and I'm like, I need to figure out how to work this. But yeah, it all came together. Yeah, it's terrible. I'm like, why is it so slow? But yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the space. I want to decorate this spot more. I just don't know what to put here, but I'll figure it out. But this is great. I'm glad you like it. And definitely post that and tag me in it so I can like repost it for both of you guys. I'm about to see it. Oh, I like that. No, that was it. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and tapping in. And I'm going to drop my link to my YouTube so you guys can go ahead and check that out as well. Can't wait to see you next Sunday. I know it's Christmas, but I may be in here working.